Yeah, the big and long show. Um, you can take that however you want. But anyway, all right, Nashville for stage one. Two stories are prominent before the green flag even drops. Kyle Busch and Bubba Wallace were to the back. Kyle Busch was due to, I believe, an inspection issue, was sent all the way back to last, and then Wallace just had a back qualifying lap. They would be, I guess, the two dominant cars trying towards the back. But as soon as the green flag drops, it is all Denny Hamlin stage one early. He has led basically all of the 41 laps so far up until a lightning delay in the area, whether it will become a massive factor in this race. But then as the stage, but then for all that stage, it was going to be basically Hamlin and his newly signed teammate Martin Truex Jr. Those two would be kind of up towards the front, battling all night. But on lap 66, Truex would take the lead and take the stage win. Byron and Bowman for Hendrick Motorsports would go down on the same lap. So already very costly stage one for Mr. Hendrick. Stage two is still the Joe Gibbs domination show. Truex is dominating. We have the first rain delay at lap 119. Once the race and once it gets going here in about like an hour or so, it'll be between basically all the Joe Gibbs drivers except for Kyle Busch, who's still making his way towards the front. But then we get another lightning and a rain delay for another 2+ hours. And what sucks is I thought the race was called for tomorrow afternoon, so I went ahead and shut it off at this point. But no, they decided just to turn it back on at like freaking 10:30 at night. So great job, NASCAR. Thanks. But then anyway, it'll be Hamlin and Truex again at the point, giving each other absolute hell for the lead. But then Truex will come up and win stage two, swept the stages for now. But will he hang on? We shall see. Stage three, Hamlin will once again take the lead. He is going to dominate around. But then kind of towards the end of the day, you see the man in number 9 car, Chase Elliott. He's starting to work his way up towards the front. He's getting ever so closer to that lead. But then, right as Kyle Busch would take the lead and insert himself towards the front, Chase Elliott is there to snatch the lead away. But then, thanks to some pit strategy from both Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, I don't know what the hell you were doing, not going in for tires, but whatever. Chase Elliott will win in Nashville. So a horrible stage one for Mr. Hendrick ends up being pretty good, as Chase Elliott will now assert himself into the multiple win club. Which I'm surprised that it took this long to have multiple drivers in with multiple race wins. That was pretty much it. Just all Joe Gibbs and Hendrick.
Yeah, the two things that I thought just really shook things up were the rain delays. One, because it seemed like the guys that were fast in the daylight were I don't want to say out to lunch, but they certainly were not as fast when we had the rain delays and we came back at night. And the second thing is that late caution in the middle of a green flag pit cycle. The person that comes to mind most was Christopher Bell. Had a fast car, and he wound up being trapped a lap down. Got the lucky dog, but had to restart at the end of the field and went from running near top 5 to I think basically restarting 19th at the tail of the field. That caution in the middle of green flag pit stops really shook things up.
It really did. It absolutely did. But Zach, you want to add anything to the Cup race?
No, I missed the finish because I did not think that they were going to get this thing restarted, and they ended up getting it restarted, and I was already in bed. So, I was actually pretty surprised by the time I went to bed. I mean, 10 o'clock on the East Coast, you're thinking they're going to restart it on Monday. But they didn't. So I didn't get to watch the finish. I thought the Toyotas were insanely strong on the at the opening part of the race, and obviously that wasn't reflected in the results. So I don't know exactly. I heard bad strategy. So, I thought it was a good race up until that point. I know a lot of issues on pit lane again, and as well as some issues with drivers not being able to complaining that they weren't able to pass drivers. So, but I think the racing that I saw, at least in the first stage before, in the second stage, a little bit in the second stage before it went red flag again, I thought it was pretty good. But got a feel for NBC not being able to fully air their first show and having all those delays.
Yeah, well, granted, it wasn't their fault.
It wasn't. I thought they did it. And I also thought they did a lot better job explaining the diagram of the car, their broadcast angles and views and stuff. I thought it was a lot better than Fox. I think it was night and day, honestly.
Yes.
So very refreshing.
I absolutely agree with that. Honestly, NBC should just take over the entirety of the NASCAR schedule, just from start to finish. Yeah. NBC take over.
Yeah. When NBC was signing off, they were saying that the earliest they thought they could get the race running again, and I assume this is coming from NASCAR itself, was 10:30. So I kind of was like, all right, I'll check back in about 10:30. And I think they got started racing like 9:45, 9:55. So they got it running earlier than I thought. So I missed a segment there. I'm tuning back in at 10:30 and they're already green flag. So I'm not sure what all I missed there, but thank God for lights, I guess. I'm glad they had that thing lighted so they're able to get it underway.
I am too.
So
honestly, I forgot Nashville even had lights. It's been so long since we raced there.
Yeah. And if you will recall, last year, one of our first broadcasts was the NASCAR, the Nashville race, and we were very critical of a lot of things related to NASCAR, feeling like their first trip to Nashville, they got it wrong. Everything from the crew chiefs underestimating what they needed as far as braking power, and we had brake rotor issues all day, to NASCAR, maybe not NASCAR, but the facility itself and the parking and being able to get people in and out in a timely manner. But got to give credit to NASCAR and the teams. I think they got it right this year. I think they learned from their mistakes. I think they put on a great show. So they may not have necessarily got everything right the first show or the first year, but it really felt like they came back with a great performance this year, both on the track, from the teams, from NASCAR, from the crowds, everything. I thought they really did a great job this year.
I agree. And speaking of that was our 1-year anniversary race, because we started this show after Nashville. So happy anniversary, guys.
We made it through one full NASCAR season
without killing each other. Hell yeah.